In a world where there is so much noise, so many voices, and endless distractions, it can often feel like you're trying to stand out in a crowd that doesn't notice you. But here's the truth. The best way to be seen is to be so good that they can't ignore you. The key to achieving this is not about seeking validation or constantly pushing yourself into the spotlight. It's about becoming undeniable in your craft, your work, and your presence. When you invest in being the best version of yourself, you don't have to beg for attention. It will naturally come to you. At the heart of this principle is mastery. Excellence doesn't happen by accident. It's not about showing up once or twice with a flash of brilliance. It's about consistently being excellent day in and day out. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect, because no one is, but it means that you commit to never settling for mediocrity. Whether it's your job, a creative endeavor, or any other passion, when you push yourself to be the best, your work will speak for itself. But how do you reach this level of excellence? It starts with dedication. The most successful people didn't get there by chance. They got there by committing to their craft with a single-minded focus. They spent countless hours learning, improving, and refining. They embraced failure, not as something to fear, but as a valuable tool for growth. Every time they stumbled, they got back up and tried again, stronger and wiser than before. This level of persistence and resilience is what makes them stand out. Another crucial element is passion. When you are genuinely passionate about what you do, it becomes easier to excel. Passion fuels your drive and makes the long hours and the difficult moments worthwhile. It's this fire inside you that transforms challenges into opportunities. Passion allows you to push boundaries and step outside of your comfort zone, where true growth happens. And when you're doing something you love with all your heart, that energy is contagious. It draws people to you without you having to force it. One of the reasons why so many people fail to capture attention is because they focus too much on external approval. They constantly seek validation from others and base their self-worth on the opinions of those around them. But the truth is, external validation is fleeting. When you rely on others to measure your success, you're always playing catch-up. Instead, focus on internal validation, the satisfaction of knowing that you are doing your best, regardless of what others think. When your confidence comes from within, your work becomes more authentic, more powerful, and people will feel that. They'll recognize the difference between someone doing something for the sake of recognition and someone doing it because they truly care. And let's not forget about consistency. Excellence is not about having one great moment, one exceptional achievement. It's about consistently showing up day after day and performing at your highest level. Think about the best athletes, musicians, actors, and entrepreneurs. They don't achieve greatness in a single moment. They build it over time with continuous effort. The secret to their success is not magic or luck. It's the discipline to continue refining their craft. When you make excellence a habit, you become someone who cannot be ignored. Being so good they can't ignore you also requires you to elevate others. When you reach the highest level of your field, you naturally become a leader. Leadership isn't about dominating others, it's about inspiring and uplifting those around you. Greatness doesn't come from standing on top of others, it comes from lifting everyone up with you. When you are good enough to be recognized, you also have the power to encourage others to strive for their best. That creates a ripple effect that expands beyond your own success. Finally, don't forget the importance of believing in yourself. Confidence plays a massive role in standing out. If you don't believe in your own abilities, how can you expect others to? The world will only recognize your worth when you recognize it first. Believe in your talents, your potential, and your ability to create something amazing. Confidence doesn't mean arrogance, it means trusting in the work you've put in and standing proudly in your truth. When you become so good they can't ignore you, your success becomes inevitable. It may take time, it may take effort, but it will come. And when it does, you won't have to scream for attention, it will find you. In life, we often find ourselves chasing after external validation, seeking approval from others, or trying to fit into societal molds of success. We become fixated on being liked, admired, or noticed by people around us. While these things can feel good in the moment, they can also be incredibly distracting and draining. The truth is, if you focus too much on chasing people, you'll lose sight of your true purpose. The real key to fulfillment and success is to chase your purpose, not people. When you chase purpose, you're driven by something deeper and more meaningful than just the opinions of others. Purpose is that internal compass guiding you toward what you truly care about, what excites you, and what you're meant to do in this world. It's the force that fuels your passion, giving you the strength to keep going even when things get tough. When you prioritize your purpose, you don't need external validation to feel fulfilled because your satisfaction comes from within. Many of us are guilty of chasing people's approval. We focus on what others think of us, trying to fit into their expectations or gain their recognition. This can happen in both our personal and professional lives. We seek validation from our family, friends, bosses, and peers, hoping that their praise will make us feel worthy or accomplished. While there's nothing wrong with wanting to be appreciated, letting others define your worth can leave you feeling empty and unfulfilled. Approval from others is fleeting. People's opinions of you will constantly change based on their own perceptions, moods, or biases. You can never please everyone, and if you try, you'll end up burning yourself out in the process. On the other hand, when you chase purpose, you're aligning yourself with something much bigger than any individual's opinion of you. Purpose is stable. It's a guiding principle that doesn't shift with the winds of change. It's something you deeply resonate with, something that speaks to your core. It gives you clarity, direction, and passion. Chasing your purpose means you don't need to rely on external sources of validation to feel confident in your choices or decisions. You become self-assured because you're following your own path, not trying to mimic someone else's journey. But how do you discover your purpose? It starts with introspection and self-awareness. Take the time to ask yourself what truly matters to you, what drives you, what makes you feel alive and fulfilled. Purpose is different for everyone. It could be creating art, advocating for social justice, empowering others, or building something that leaves a legacy. It's the unique contribution you are meant to make to the world. It's not about following trends or doing what everyone else is doing. It's about finding what resonates with you at a deep personal level. Once you know your purpose, you'll be better equipped to face the challenges and setbacks that come your way. When you're chasing people, criticism can be discouraging because it feels personal. You may begin to doubt yourself or your abilities, and that can lead to self-sabotage. But when you're chasing purpose, criticism becomes less about you and more about the work. You understand that not everyone will agree with you, but that doesn't invalidate your mission. Purpose gives you resilience. Chasing purpose also encourages authenticity. When you stop trying to please people, you start to become more genuine. You stop hiding parts of yourself, stop pretending to be someone you're not, and start showing up as your true, unfiltered self. This is incredibly liberating. The moment you let go of the need for external validation, you free yourself to be who you truly are. You stop molding yourself to fit others' expectations and start embracing the person you were always meant to be. And when you do that, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you, people who resonate with your purpose, your values, and your authenticity. One of the most empowering aspects of chasing purpose is that it helps you create your own success. When you stop chasing people, you start defining success on your own terms. You stop measuring your worth based on how much attention or approval you receive and instead focus on how much you've grown, how much you've learned, and how much impact you're making. Success becomes about the progress you're making toward fulfilling your purpose, not about external markers of achievement. Ultimately, chasing purpose allows you to lead a life filled with meaning and intention. It gives you the freedom to pursue what truly matters to you without being swayed by external pressures. And when you are aligned with your purpose, you become unstoppable. The right people will come into your life, people who share your values, support your vision, and want to join you on the journey. But the beauty is, even if they don't, you'll still be fulfilled because you know that you are living in alignment with what you were meant to do. So focus on what truly matters. Chase your purpose, not the fleeting approval of others. The moment you start following your own path, you'll realize that the world doesn't need more people trying to fit in. It needs more people who are brave enough to stand out, to follow their purpose, and to live authentically. Silence is often misunderstood in a world that praises constant activity, noise, and the need to be heard. In a society that values extroversion and visibility, it's easy to think that speaking up, making noise, or constantly being engaged is the key to success. However, silence, when used intentionally, can be an incredibly powerful tool. There is immense strength in knowing when to stay silent, to let your actions speak louder than words, and to use the stillness to your advantage. The first power of silence lies in its ability to create space for reflection. In a world filled with constant noise, whether it's the hum of social media, the rush of deadlines, or the pressures of daily life, it's easy to become distracted. We often fill every moment with chatter, whether it's talking, texting, or scrolling through our phones. But silence allows us to step away from the chaos and give our minds room to think. When we're silent, we can better listen to our own thoughts, our instincts, and our intuition. It's in the quiet moments that we often discover our deepest insights and solutions to challenges we've been facing. Silence fosters introspection, which is essential for growth and decision-making. Another powerful aspect of silence is its ability to enhance listening. Most people are so eager to speak, to share their own ideas and thoughts, that they forget the art of listening. But the best leaders, communicators, and thinkers are not necessarily the ones who speak the most. They're the ones who know how to listen effectively. Silence gives us the opportunity to truly hear others, to understand their perspective, and to absorb information without the noise of our own thoughts and biases. When we stop talking, we create the space for others to express themselves fully, which leads to deeper understanding and more meaningful conversations. Listening intently without interrupting or rushing to respond shows respect and creates stronger connections with others. Silence also holds immense power in creating mystery and intrigue. In both personal and professional life, people are often drawn to what they don't fully understand. When you're constantly speaking, sharing every detail of your life or your work, you lose that sense of intrigue. People know everything there is to know about you and the mystery is gone, but when you embrace silence and hold back certain aspects of yourself, people naturally become curious. They wonder what you're thinking, what you're working on, or what your next move will be. This intrigue can be incredibly powerful, particularly in business and leadership. By choosing when and how to speak, you create an air of authority and depth, which makes others listen more closely when you do decide to share your thoughts. Silence also gives us the ability to control our emotions and reactions. In emotionally charged situations, whether it's an argument, a conflict at work, or a tense moment with a friend, our natural instinct is often to react immediately, to defend ourselves, or to say something we might regret later. But silence allows us to pause. It gives us the chance to think before responding. When we choose not to react impulsively, we create a sense of control over our emotions. This control helps us stay composed, make better decisions, and avoid saying things that could escalate the situation further. Silence in moments of tension shows strength, maturity, and the wisdom to choose your words carefully. Moreover, silence is an incredibly strategic tool in leadership. A leader who is always talking, explaining, and justifying their decisions often loses the respect and trust of their team. True leadership is about leading by example and creating an environment where others can take ownership, share their ideas, and feel heard. Silence in leadership allows others to step up, make decisions, and contribute. It creates space for innovation and allows your team to think independently. When leaders speak less and listen more, they gain a deeper understanding of what's really happening within their teams, which helps them make more informed decisions. Silence can also create an aura of calm and certainty, which helps people feel confident in the leadership and direction being provided. Finally, silence empowers us by giving us the freedom to act without seeking permission. In a world where validation is often sought from others, silence allows us to take bold steps without explaining ourselves or waiting for approval. When you're silent, you focus on the task at hand and your actions do the talking. You don't need to justify your every move or seek approval for your decisions. This kind of quiet confidence speaks volumes. People notice when you act decisively and follow through with your commitments, and they respect you for it. Silence in this sense is the ultimate expression of self-assurance and power. Silence is not about passivity, it is an active choice. It is the art of knowing when to speak and when to hold back. It is the power to control your environment and reactions. It is the strength to make decisions with conviction and to let your actions convey your message. In a world full of noise, silence allows you to stand out, to reflect, to listen, and to act with purpose. The next time you face a challenging situation or a moment of tension, remember that silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the quiet confidence that says, I don't need to say anything right now because my actions will speak for me. In life, the only constant is change. The world is evolving at an unprecedented rate, and if we want to keep up, we must evolve with it. Growth is not a destination, it's a journey. To stay relevant, to stay driven, and to stay true to who we are, we must continue to evolve. We must adapt, learn, and reinvent ourselves consistently. The process of evolution is not just about career advancement or achieving personal goals. It's about developing the mindset to embrace change and approach life's challenges with curiosity and resilience. One of the key elements of evolution is the willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. Growth never happens when we stay within the familiar. It happens when we take risks, when we try new things, and when we expose ourselves to unfamiliar ideas and experiences. At first, stepping into the unknown can feel scary. The fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, and the fear of rejection can all keep us stagnant. But embracing discomfort is where growth begins. Every time you face a challenge that pushes you beyond your limits, you open up new possibilities for yourself. You discover strengths and talents you never knew you had. You learn new skills, gain new perspectives, and become more confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Continuous learning is also a crucial part of evolution. To evolve, we must always be open to learning. This means never thinking we know it all. The world is full of new information, new techniques, and new ways of thinking. If we stop learning, we stop growing. This applies to every aspect of life, whether it's our careers, our relationships, or our personal growth. The best leaders, innovators, and thinkers are those who are always seeking knowledge, always asking questions, and always looking for ways to improve. No matter where we are in life, there is always room to learn and grow. When we approach life with a mindset of continuous learning, we remain adaptable, flexible, and capable of handling the inevitable changes and challenges life throws our way. Another important aspect of evolution is the ability to embrace failure as part of the journey. Far too often, people are afraid to fail. They see failure as something to be avoided at all costs, something that defines them rather than as an essential step in their development. But the truth is, failure is often the greatest teacher. It's through our mistakes, our missteps, and our setbacks that we gain the most valuable lessons. Failure helps us understand what doesn't work so we can find out what does. It teaches resilience, persistence, and creativity. When we fail, we learn how to try again in a better, smarter way. Without failure, we would never experience the growth that leads to success. The key is not to fear failure, but to embrace it, learn from it, and use it as a springboard for future growth. Self-awareness is another essential ingredient in the process of evolution. To evolve, we must constantly assess ourselves, our goals, and our motivations. We must ask ourselves difficult questions. What do I want out of life? Am I living in alignment with my values? Where can I improve? What areas of my life need more attention? When we take the time to honestly evaluate where we are and where we want to go, we gain clarity about what changes we need to make. Self-awareness allows us to make decisions that are in line with our authentic selves. It also helps us recognize when we're stuck in old patterns that no longer serve us. By being aware of our strengths and weaknesses, we can focus on the areas that need the most attention and create a plan for continuous growth. A key aspect of evolution is also adapting to external changes. The world around us is constantly shifting. New technologies emerge, societal values evolve, and global circumstances change. To stay relevant and connected, we must be flexible enough to adapt to these changes. Adapting doesn't mean losing who we are or abandoning our principles. It means finding ways to integrate the new into our lives in a way that enhances who we already are. For instance, in our careers, new tools, technologies, and methodologies are constantly changing the landscape of industries. Those who resist change may find themselves left behind, while those who embrace it can open themselves up to new opportunities and greater success. Adaptability is the key to not just surviving in an ever-changing world, but thriving in it. Emotional intelligence plays a significant role in our ability to evolve. Understanding and managing our emotions, as well as understanding and relating to the emotions of others, are crucial in navigating life's ups and downs. Evolution isn't just about intellectual growth, it's about emotional growth as well. As we encounter new challenges and experiences, we must learn to regulate our emotions, build strong relationships, and deal with stress in healthy ways. Emotional intelligence helps us manage change with grace, communicate more effectively, and lead with empathy. When we develop our emotional intelligence, we become better equipped to evolve as individuals and as leaders. Ultimately, to keep evolving, we must commit to the process. Evolution isn't an overnight achievement. It's a lifelong journey. It requires dedication, hard work, and the willingness to embrace both the successes and the setbacks. It requires us to stay curious, open, and committed to learning and growing. The beauty of evolution lies in the fact that we are never static. We are always changing, always becoming more of who we are meant to be. So keep evolving. Keep pushing yourself to be better, to learn more, and to grow beyond the person you were yesterday. The journey may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Knowing your worth is one of the most powerful and empowering things you can do for yourself. In a world that often tries to define our value based on external factors such as achievements, appearance, or social status, it's easy to lose sight of our own intrinsic value. However, true self-worth comes from understanding who you are at your core and realizing that your value is not determined by anyone else's opinion or by the circumstances around you. It's about recognizing your own unique strengths, talents, and qualities and honoring them with confidence. The first step to knowing your worth is self-awareness. You need to take time to reflect on your strengths, your accomplishments, and the things that make you unique. Often we are so focused on what we don't have or what we still need to accomplish that we forget to acknowledge how far we've come. Celebrate your achievements no matter how big or small. Recognize your skills and talents, even the ones that may feel ordinary to you but are extraordinary to others. Self-awareness means appreciating yourself fully, including your flaws, and accepting that you are enough just as you are. When you truly know yourself, you can appreciate the unique contribution you bring to the world. Setting boundaries is another vital part of knowing your worth. When you understand your value, you no longer tolerate situations or people that diminish your sense of self. You recognize that your time, energy, and emotions are precious, and you don't give them away carelessly. Setting boundaries means saying no when necessary, standing up for yourself when you're being treated unfairly, and creating space for things and people that align with your values. Boundaries aren't about being harsh or rigid, they are about preserving your well-being and protecting your peace. When you respect yourself enough to set boundaries, others will respect you as well. Knowing your worth also means not seeking validation from others. It's easy to fall into the trap of looking to others for affirmation, approval, or love. We might seek validation from our friends, family, colleagues, or even social media. While feedback from others can be helpful, it should never be the source of your self-worth. Your value is not contingent on what others think of you. True confidence comes from within. When you know your worth, you no longer need to prove yourself to others or seek their approval. You recognize that you are valuable regardless of outside opinions. The more you internalize this truth, the less you rely on others to tell you how valuable you are. Embracing your imperfections is also a key part of knowing your worth. None of us are perfect, and we all have flaws and mistakes that we wish we could change. However, it's crucial to realize that these imperfections don't diminish your value. In fact, they make you human and unique. Perfection is an illusion. It's the embracing of our imperfections and learning to love ourselves despite them that truly makes us strong. When you accept your flaws and all, you unlock a deeper sense of worth and self-love. You stop comparing yourself to others and start valuing yourself for the person you are right now, in this moment. Another important element of knowing your worth is acknowledging your growth and progress. We often measure our worth based on where we think we should be in life or what we think we should have accomplished by a certain age. However, it's essential to recognize that growth is not linear. Everyone's journey is different, and success doesn't happen overnight. Your worth isn't determined by where you are in your journey, but by the fact that you are continually evolving and learning. Celebrate the progress you've made and acknowledge the resilience it took to get to this point. Growth is about persistence, adaptability, and the willingness to learn from both your successes and your failures. Knowing your worth also requires confidence in your decisions. When you understand your value, you make choices that reflect your best interests. You trust your instincts and don't second-guess yourself constantly. You understand that you are worthy of success, happiness, love, and respect. Confidence in your worth means making decisions that align with your values and priorities without apologizing for them. It's about owning your choices and being proud of the path you're creating for yourself. When you know your worth, you can make empowered decisions that lead to a fulfilling life. Finally, knowing your worth requires surrounding yourself with people who uplift you. The people we spend time with have a profound impact on our self-perception. When you know your worth, you will naturally gravitate toward those who value and respect you. You seek out relationships that are based on mutual respect, support, and love rather than those that drain you or make you feel inadequate. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your successes, encourage your growth, and help you stay grounded in your true value. Positive, supportive relationships allow you to fully embrace and express your worth. In a world that often tries to define value based on external standards, knowing your worth is an act of rebellion and self-respect. It's about recognizing that your value is not dependent on others' opinions, achievements, or circumstances. It comes from deep within you, from your unique qualities, strengths, and experiences. When you truly know your worth, you carry yourself with confidence, set boundaries, and live authentically. You stop seeking validation and instead create a life that reflects the incredible person you are. Knowing your worth is not just an understanding, it's a way of being. It's about owning your value every single day and living in alignment with your true self. In a world that often emphasizes the importance of momentary success, recognition, and fame, it's easy to get caught up in leaving behind a presence, a fleeting mark that fades over time. However, true fulfillment and lasting impact come not from simply being remembered, but from leaving a legacy. A legacy is not about the superficial impressions we make or the accolades we collect. It's about creating a deep, meaningful influence that continues to shape the world long after we're gone. It's about what we contribute, how we impact others, and what values we instill in future generations. Leaving a legacy is a reflection of living with intention and purpose, and it requires more than just existing. It requires active effort, passion, and vision. When we focus on leaving a presence, we might think about what others can see or recognize in us. This could be an impressive career, a beautiful house, or a social media following. While these things can be fulfilling in the short term, they are often ephemeral. People may admire or praise us in the moment, but as time passes, the admiration fades and the tangible symbols of success may no longer hold significance. A presence might get us noticed, but it doesn't necessarily create lasting change or have an enduring impact. In contrast, a legacy isn't built on what people can see, but on the values, lessons, and inspiration we leave behind. To leave a true legacy, one must focus on creating positive and lasting change. This means aligning your actions with values that go beyond personal gain and considering how your contributions affect others. It's about thinking about the future and how your decisions today will reverberate through time. A legacy is often built on acts of service, generosity, love, and leadership. It's about creating something that will continue to inspire and benefit others long after you've moved on. The key to this type of legacy is living authentically and in alignment with your values. One powerful way to leave a legacy is through the impact you have on others. Every interaction we have with people leaves a mark, whether we're aware of it or not. When we treat others with kindness, empathy, and respect, we create a ripple effect that spreads far beyond ourselves. A simple act of encouragement or support can change the course of someone's life. By uplifting others and encouraging them to be their best selves, we plant the seeds for a legacy of positive influence. The impact we have on our families, communities, and workplaces can build a foundation for future generations to continue creating change. Mentoring others, sharing knowledge, and being a positive role model are all ways to leave a lasting legacy. Another critical aspect of legacy building is the idea of purposeful creation. What you build, whether it's a business, a piece of art, or a social movement, has the potential to outlast your own lifetime. The work you do can have a transformative effect on people's lives for years to come. But to create a legacy through your work, it must be intentional. It requires aligning your talents and passions with something that serves a greater purpose than yourself. This could be using your business to empower others, creating art that challenges perceptions, or starting a charitable cause that makes a difference. The goal is to ensure that what you create continues to serve others long after you're no longer physically present. Building strong relationships is another way to leave a legacy that transcends time. Relationships are one of the most significant aspects of our lives. The bonds we form with others have the power to influence their lives in profound ways. A legacy of love, care, and connection can impact not just those closest to us, but also the generations that follow. It's about fostering relationships that are grounded in respect, trust, and compassion. The wisdom, lessons, and values we pass on to our children, friends, and communities continue to echo through time, shaping the way others approach relationships and their own personal growth. One of the most important aspects of leaving a legacy is the legacy of character. At the end of the day, it's our character, the way we choose to live, the values we embody, and the integrity we maintain that defines our true legacy. Who we are as people matters far more than what we accomplish. A legacy of character is about being kind, humble, honest, and resilient, even when no one is watching. It's about living with authenticity and purpose, making decisions that align with your values, and acting with integrity. When we leave a legacy of character, we inspire others to do the same, creating a culture of kindness, responsibility, and respect. Leaving a legacy is also about embracing impermanence. Life is fleeting, and we can't control how long we have on this earth. However, we can control the impact we leave behind. This understanding encourages us to live with intention, make the most of the time we have, and focus on what truly matters. We don't need to wait until the perfect moment to make a difference. We can begin building our legacy today through our words, actions, and the way we live each day. Every moment offers us an opportunity to contribute, to make a difference, and to inspire. Ultimately, leaving a legacy is about living with purpose and passion, and focusing on creating something meaningful that will continue to affect the world positively. It's about planting seeds that will continue to grow long after we're gone, shaping the future in ways that we may never see. While a presence may be fleeting, a legacy is timeless. It's the enduring mark we leave on the world, not through fame or recognition, but through the hearts and minds we touch along the way. The true measure of a life well lived is not what we have at the end, but what we leave behind, an enduring legacy of love, wisdom, and positive change.